Hi, I am Lee from Normandy Atelier. Today we are going to paint Normandy hayfields. Yesterday I was hiking and it was beautiful and I was really inspired to paint a landscape like this based on the scenery I saw. So yeah, I hope you enjoy your time with me. For my materials today, I am using an A3 canvas paper. I'm using acrylic paint. My colors are titanium white, ivory black, burnt umber, cobalt blue, deep green, yellow ochre, cadmium yellow, dark hue, and I might use burnt sienna, I'm not sure. For my brushes today, I'm using number 18 flat brush, number 8 flat brush, number 4 bright brush, number 6 and number 4 round brushes. I have a small fan brush and I have two small detailed round brushes. I might use them. Also, I have a pencil and a piece of chalk. I might do a sketch. Also, we need a cup of water to clean our brushes and some kind of a paper towel just to dry them. And that is everything we are going to need today. So the first step, I'm going to do some kind of a sketch using my pencil, and I can find the half of my canvas from both sides, like I marked them outside here. So we will have a mark here and a mark here. This is the halfway, and if this is here the quarter way, this is here the third. I want to go a little bit up the third, so maybe in the middle between here and here, a little bit somewhere in this vicinity. We will have a bigger line like here. And from this side, again, if this is here the third, I will go maybe 1 centimeter above or so, something like this, and I can have a line here. So I have line here and a line here. And now I need to connect those two. This is maybe technically my horizon line. Maybe this needs to be a little bit, actually, a little bit up, maybe here. And those lines doesn't need to be exactly like mine. It's just a rough sketch. We can always just modify them, but it's just they can give us an idea to what to do. Now I will find the halfway point of my canvas, lengthwise. So it's for me it's here. I need to go up. If this is here the halfway point of the canvas, I can go up. I can have a mark here, and I need to connect those lines. So I'm just going an organic shape until I arrive somewhere in this vicinity here, like this. I don't need this line, but I'm going to keep it for now. And now this line here needs to connect to this line here. It just need to be some kind of an organic shape like this until they meet. Something like this. Here we will have some trees, and those will be our background trees. I can go, maybe this needs to be a little bit down like this. Yeah. Again, as I said, it's just we can always modify it. It's not a big deal. Something like this. I felt like it was too harsh on me. So something like this. If the pencil is showing, it's fine. It's not a big deal, but something like this. That is great. Now I can, again, this is here the halfway of the canvas. And here we can have whatever shape we have for the background. Maybe this is here some trees, here up. Maybe they are dipping here. Maybe they are going up again or dipping again. And just going up again until they disappear in the background. Because here we will have our trees. I'm not going to bother much about them. If we want, we can just paint them. So if there is something in the background showing, it will just disappear, something like this. We are not going to see most of those, but I am just keeping them in this way. Now, I don't need this line here. I'm going to delete it like this. In this section here, this could be a background hill, for example, and here as well. Those are sections from the background. We can just paint them and to add atmosphere dimension or something. It doesn't need to be exactly like mine, but something like this, why not? For our foreground, I have here the quarter way of my canvas from both sides, and this is going to be our road. And we can do whatever design we want for this road. I wanted to arrive somewhere in this vicinity here, in the quarter way canvas here. It could be here, like this. going like this and going in like here. It's like a river kind of a design, something like this. Maybe, I don't know, here as well. Maybe it's like going there. Something like this. It doesn't need to be exactly the same. We are going to modify it later. Like, I feel like this is too flat anyway, but we can just keep adjust it until we find like, oh, it's a good shape for a road, and it will be like hidden behind lots of details, but something like that, just a shape. We could have it just going away, but I feel like I like the curve here that is happening here in this like way. Like it has two curves, but something like this. And yes, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to paint the base coat of the entire canvas. For the sky, I'm going to mix some kind of a grayish blue color, and I want it to feel a little bit dark. So I'm going to mix the black and white to make gray and some cobalt blue. And I will keep it a little bit darker. For my background here, I want this to feel like really faint away. So I want something like gray and like maybe blues with like really faint away or purpley tone, something like this for like some of these sections here. And here I want them to feel a little bit darker and fade away. So maybe brown and blue and dark green, something like this for this section here. And for the road, I'm going to use a tan color. And for those here, I'm going to do just yellow ochre for now. So yeah, the first thing, let's mix that gray color. I have lots of black. Just going to add some blue to it. And actually lots of white. And I can mix. I really want it to feel darker in tone and dramatic. If we have something like Pines gray color, if you have that, that is fantastic for these kind of atmosphere skies. It really works. But I'm going with some color like this, and I just have this color on my brush. I can just do this. And I'm going to use my number 18 flat brush. Can have just a touch of water on it to start. And I'm just going to paint the entire thing with this color for now. I am not going to stress about it. I can add blues and the clouds and white and the grays and black to the clouds later. Something like this. It's just the first coat. And I'm just going from left to right. To be honest, yesterday when I was hiking, the sky was extremely blue. It's the summer days. And it was not really hot. It was really windy, actually. It was a very beautiful day. I walked for like 15 kilometers or 16 kilometers, something like that, between the fields. And I saw all these beautiful hay fields and hay rolls, I don't know what they are called, all over the place in this magical like fields. I love them. There was cows and there was lots of horses I saw and animals and lots of birds, lots of ravens and crows as well. And I didn't want to do a blue sky. I don't know, I want something more dramatic. I was listening to the new album, the Madonna new album, Confessions 2. It's magnificent, and I was listening to it. It was on repeat. I listened to it like maybe 3 times while hiking, and Madonna is my all-time favorite artist, and I was really waiting for this album to arrive. Here near these lines, it's fine if we bump into them. Actually, it's better because I don't want to feel like we are painting around the lines. But anyway, what I was saying, yeah, Madonna, I was really waiting for this album to arrive, and it was like worth the wait. But I was thinking about the lyrics, about many of the songs that she was singing about, and I felt like it's a little bit of a dramatic album, although it's a dance album, but the lyrics, the meaning of the lyrics is a little bit dark, and she is singing in a little bit of lower register, and that makes everything darker. And I love that contrast between the happy notes, lighter notes on the music and the more somber tone. So now I'm just going to mix some colors for here. I'm going to mix dark green color with some blue. That's it, and that will create a very darker shade of maybe a touch of brown as well, just to make it more natural. But that the blue will push everything away. It will be really dark, and if I have some gray on my brush, perfect. But see, some kind of this color comparing to my deep green color, it's really different. Something like this. And this is just the first coat. Don't worry if it's like, oh, this color is not natural or something like this emerald green color, or it's too vibrant. If it's too vibrant, we can add gray to it. Like here, we can add, yeah, I'm going to add a little bit of green actually, gray, sorry, to it, just to push it way like more. Now I don't want too much paint on my brush, so I am just going to wipe it on my paper towel. Now I can have that color, and I'm going to go with a stippling kind of a technique or a brush stroke, something like this, very textured here. We can go smooth actually, it doesn't need to be like this, but it's fine for now, just the first coat. And I am bumping into my sky like this. Those are trees or whatever, and we can add things to them later. Try just to hold this so it doesn't move for you, and I am keeping those here. And from this side. And yeah, I was thinking about the lyrics, and she is singing about her brother Christopher who died, about her stepmother who also died, about the trauma of childhood, about everything about her life is amazing and fascinating to me. And she went through a lot, and she achieved a lot, and she is 67 right now, Madonna, and she was, what is the word? Like, she is, I felt like the album is like, yeah, it's a dance album, it's happy album, but at the same time, it's a little bit darker because of like many things. All these topics, like she is singing about the past and about like things that doesn't really exist anymore. The night scene in New York, the nightclub where she, like her, like imagine like more than 40 years ago, her, like this song, everybody like played for the first time. This is crazy to me, so yeah, I don't know. Now I just mix some white touches of green and blues just to make those really faint away here, and I'm just using my brush. And those are going to be a little bit softer, so I'm just keeping them softer like this. Like this, yes. And here as well, because why not? Those are just the background trees. If we want, we can have a touch of them maybe here happening, like why not? Something like this. I have paint on my fingers, which is not fun because I don't want to mess everything else. Now I can clean my brush, and I can have white with brown to make a tannish kind of a color, and we can paint this here I can do this like this. With my number 4 rounded brush, the road could go there. And yeah, she was like in the album, she is singing about a word that for me doesn't exist anymore. Her relationship with Sean Ben, her past, like even like in songs, like when she's like, oh, I am so free, I am so happy, but it's a stream of consciousness or a stream of conscious kind of an album. When she is free, she is like, her mind goes free, and even if she is thinking about, or if thinking about in her mind about like depressing things or the past or the trauma or whatever she is, it's her way to deal with them. At least this is how I am reading the album. And this happens to me when I walk, for example, when I do hiking, and I felt like, oh, this is relatable. And I don't know, this is why I wanted to do a very dramatic sky today, and very dark, and it's just like that, if that makes any sense, instead of the blue sky that I was seeing yesterday. But yeah, something like this for the road. And I love this album. I think I prefer it to Confessions 1, which is crazy to think about because I love that album so much. There are lots of people who are saying, oh, it's her best work in like more than 20 years, but I feel like that disrespectful for the two albums that I really, or lots, like Rebel Heart and Madam X. People like expect like artists to have a specific things or a specific style, and they don't allow them to sometimes, or don't accept them to do something different. But I love those albums, especially Rebel Heart. It's one of my all-time favorite music to listen to. But now we finished the road, we can move to the yellow ochre. Going to use my number 18 flat brush, but cleaning very well because I don't want it blue. Now I can go to this color. Raw Sienna could work also. Sometimes we don't have a specific color. We could mix it with some kind of brown, for example, in this step. But I really wanted to feel this way. I don't know. A little bit vibrant. Although like I cannot, sometimes I don't think like this color is actually vibrant. It's really sometimes like earthy and muted comparing to other blue yellows, but still it's a yellow. But I really I would like that contrast between the sky, the dramatic dark sky, and the happy atmosphere that is happening in the fields. And again, it's the contrast that I am having from the album, from Umberona's album, that I want to reflect on this painting because I was listening while hiking yesterday. Instead of doing a copy-paste of, not a copy-paste, a photorealistic or attempt to do an image, a real image, painting that. And this is not exactly a real image, it's just something that I'm just developing while I'm talking to you because I don't really have an image in front of me. Maybe I took like 20 photos, like I take like 200 photos yesterday. I was walking and I was looking to them and I was thinking, what can I do for inspiration? And the first thing that captured my eyes was like while hiking and in the photos is these beautiful, like the rolls of hay or hay rolls. Are they called like that or they have another like specific name in English? I'm not sure, but that was the thing that I wanted to paint the most. And I thought about the composition and I thought, oh, a road, like always. I like painting road because it's the availability of this place to walk in. And for many times, lots of my time of my life before, I didn't have the opportunity to do things, even like simple things like hiking, because I was overwhelming myself with work, with stress, with, you know, I will have some time and I will work extra, for example. That is really toxic and bad. And for myself, I was not taking care of myself. But yeah, and it's about availability. It's about like the thing that I did, which is like yesterday I went hiking. So yeah, this will be the end of this step. We can move to the next step, but make sure to dry your canvas. So the next step, I'm going to work on my sky. I want to paint clouds and atmosphere dimension. We will paint a sun. So I'm going to use blue, cobalt blue, my sky color that I did before. I'm going to use black and white, definitely. And my cadmium yellow. And even a little bit of burnt sienna to do a little bit of an orangey tone. And maybe some yellow ochre, we will see. So I will start by just mixing a little bit of bluish tones. I need a softer tone of blue. Cobalt blue is really strong, so I'm just mixing a little bit of white and maybe a touch of brown to it. The brown will just make it a little bit more natural and a little bit desaturated than just being harsh. And that is like good for a very cloudy day, I feel. I can have this in some peekaboo spots. For example, I am just going with here. We can have a little bit. I'm just going with this round motion. If it's too similar, I just can have a little bit of white and the blue to the mix just to make it a little bit different. Yeah, something like this. Here maybe here, who knows. It doesn't need to be too much. I'm going to cover most of them, I feel, but I can have those like established here. I can clean my brush and I can have some sun spots. Like, where is my sun? I'm not going to see my sun. It's just my sun bursting out of the sky. So I'm just going with a little bit of yellow ochre. Like here, for example, we can have, I don't want too much paint. I can have like maybe a Z kind of a atmosphere, like here. This is Z. Oh, this is S. It doesn't need to be anything special, but something like this. It arrive here. It's very muted now because it's like it has a very dark background. It will be darker when it's dried, but something like this. It's a very beautiful golden color. That is good for now. I'm going to have clean my brush. I don't want it to feel green if it touches some kind of a blue. And now I can have the original gray color with some black, and I can have very dramatic cloud happening maybe here. We can have even a touch of blue. So blue and black, just to make a different shade of a dark blue, but it's really leaning more black. Or we can have this like, yeah, like here. Just doing this round motion. We can have this like wherever we want, even just black. Here. Maybe this is happening like this. It's coming here, up. Is here. Connecting to each other. And these are just clouds. We can make them however we want. We can put them wherever we want, and they can have whatever shape. And I'm just doing something organic. I don't want to overwhelm myself with them, but yeah, something like this. And I don't want harsh lines, so this is why I'm keeping the paint moving, and I'm keeping the brush moving the paint before it's like set on those edges. If I have peekaboo spots of the original gray, perfect. Actually, this is like desirable. Do I need more black? Like if it's too much, I can always have my original sky color and diffuse it. I might go to my other brush, the bigger one, because it feels easier to control. Near the horizon here, I want them to feel smaller. So I'm just going with the gray and one of the like darkest colors, and I can have just a drifting clouds happening here. They don't need to be too like, because they are far away from us, so they will feel smaller, but something like this. And they can have whatever combination of these dark tones that we have, something like this for those. This dramatic one here, maybe we have a dramatic one happening down here like this. Nice. I'm going just to clean my brush. I can go to my original color with touch of white to make it a little bit lighter in some places, like this here, maybe here. And we can just play with those colors here, maybe happening some of them here near the sun, where the sun is shining, here, here. And they don't need to be exactly the same or systematic, like something like this is nice. I'm just looking also where if there are places that I haven't painted fully, I can fully paint them. And I can do a second coat on some of them, something like this, and those like will feel like, oh, it's very fluffy kind of cloud, and I can push them into my blue here, so it feel like it doesn't have a line. I don't want lines. They will feel like peekaboo, like spots that we can see into the sky around here, maybe near the sun, something like this. I can have touches of blue, the cobalt blue only. On my dirty brush, I can darken some of those. Again, touches of this blue will add lots of atmosphere here and there, even down here. Like the sky behind the clouds will show and it will feel darker. I love this so much. Maybe just here it's a little bit too harsh of a line, so I can just fix this even with touches of black, like this here. Soften this, I didn't like it. Like this, yes. This is great. Now I can clean my brush. I can work on my sun. I can have touches of cadmium yellow with some white to make a softer shade of yellow on my round brush now. And I can enhance those a little bit, but I don't want too much paint. And I can rub it away here on the sky like this in the middle. And if I lost the original color, I can enhance it here. Actually, I don't think I need any kind of burnt sienna, as I said before, because I feel like yellow ochre already is giving me the orangey tone that I wanted without the need to mix anything. But I'm just like adding those tones together and mixing them now like this. I can have mostly white and touches of this yellow, and I can just have a hint of it like here in the middle just to make it even shinier, like this here. Yes, like this. Nice. Love this. I can have just white and just hint of just really bright white here and there, like this. Yes, again, diffuse everything. I can have any combination of those colors on my round brush, and I can have hints of that on the clouds, like here. But I don't want the round brush. I prefer, for the big clouds, I prefer the flat brush. But I don't want moisture on it, and I really want a hint of color. So just teeny tiny bit, and I'm just dabbing it. Even this is too much. And I can just have a hint of this here maybe. Wherever I want, I can have those touches of like golden tones on some of those, like this, here, here. I can just rub it away. It could be faint, it could be subtle, it could be whatever we want, but this will create the atmosphere. This will create the form also of those clouds. Especially where I have like lighter tones, I can enhance those with some yellow. This is here from down below here. This is just the sunshine that is happening and touching those clouds. It's beautiful. Like this. I love this so much. Maybe here. Like this. This is really pretty. Maybe a little bit here, but I want a little bit of white maybe here, because it's already like we have the sky, and that will always like the contrast will feel like we are seeing this here. And as you see, some of them vertical, some of them is like in a curve, some of them is really can have some white, some of them horizontal. Like again, it's the clouds, the shape of the clouds. Think about them like this, and as you see the clouds, they come in all kind of shapes. So yeah, something like this. I can soften those lines here, here, like this. Perfect. I'm going to have some water on my brush, and I can have touches of those colors: yellow ochre, the cadmium yellow, some white. And I really don't want any like lots of paint. I'm tabbing it over, and I can have like beams of light happening, but a good touch of water on my brush, so that it like everything will flow away like this. It's too much. Again, I can just rub it on my hand, and it will like fade away to this state, which is perfect. It's just the sunshine that is happening here, and it can go away. It could, I'm barely touching, and I'm just diffusing it immediately like this. Here maybe a little bit. This beams of light, ray of light, Madonna. Yes, those ray of light. This is Madonna shining on me while hiking. Yes. But just keep them soft with my hand. It's just perfect like this. And they can be as far away as we want. I don't want them to arrive to the trees, just in the sky. Maybe even here. Some of these light, but something like this. Like I don't need much of that things to happen. I just can have something like this as well. Soften those edges happening, but something like this. This is perfect. I'm just going to add a little bit of gray on my brush, and I just want to soften those here a little bit. Yeah. Something like this. This is nice. I can just clean my brush once again, and I can have the lightest color, which is like mostly white and a touch of cadmium yellow, and I don't need much, and I can enhance those just to feel lighter like this. And again with my hand to diffuse them a little bit, and then add more more just to build them like this. Nice. And I keep doing this until like everything is like what I want. But yeah, we can keep fiddling with them until you like, and we can move to the next step. So the next step, this is going to dry now. I think my sky is done. I like it. It's very dramatic. I should have done this in M instead of this shade. M could be Madonna, but now I think about it. It could be this like this. M like that. Yeah, M like this. Starting from here, this is my secret M. Like that. Now I am just going to finish the hills. The background hill, this is our next step. First, I'm going to use my number round brush. I just finished those back away hills. And I don't need to do much to them. I just want them to feel like really out of focus. So I just still have the same color. I can just do a second layer of them. I can have just a blue, just to darken some of those, like here. The cobalt blue on my dirty brush. I'm just darken those edges down here. Make them a little bit lighter away. Something like this. If the blue is too much, again, I can add my original color over it to diffuse it. Like this, nice. Now I can have a touch of yellow and white. And I can just do these here up, just to make them a little bit interesting here. And again, too much, I can go to my original color, diffuse it. We don't need to do that because they are far away from us, but it's a step that we can do if we want, something like this. But again, I don't want them to feel like they are part of the sky, but they could be, who knows. We can have a touch of a green, dark green color, or with black or whatever it is, just to make him. Oh, I don't like the black, no. Yeah, like this. I didn't like the black. Just to make them diffused and far away. Something like this. Here we are not going to see it, it doesn't matter. Go to my number 8 flat brush. And I need just to do some form of these trees. Those are the background trees. We are not going to see much. So I'm going to have some black and my original color that I did for them together. And I'm just going to tab it, like I'm not going to do much here. It doesn't need to be, I'm just using the corner in some places, like this. Some of them is like, I prefer to make them darker here, down, something like this. Until I faint, the paint is like faint away and we don't see it anymore. If it's too much, we can always go back to the original color. I'm not going to add brown actually, no. That's the black, and I want them to feel like in the silhouette and far away. Something like this. Just dabbing some marks here and there until we like this composition, something like this. I can go to the original green color with a touch of cadmium yellow to make something lighter. Maybe cadmium yellow, not yellow ochre. Something like this. Yeah, some of them has some light here and there, especially up here. Wherever the sun is coming, I can decide, it will have some light here and there. But again, it's really faint. I have water even in my brush, and I can just touch them like this. Just to have some kind of a three tones of a layer. We have the green, the two greens. Oh no, the original green, the black with the green, and now the white with the yellow. Be more yellow in this vicinity. And I don't need to do much to this, actually. Like, this is, let me check it from behind only. Like, there are some places that I haven't fully painted. I can just fully paint that here, because with the stabbing technique, it sometimes do that. I can fix those here, just to make them feel like trees, tree tops, and like this. And if they feel like hills, it's fine. Not the end of the world. Actually, sometimes it's nicer. But yeah, something like this. Too much. Again, we can just touch it like this. A green, emerald green color that we did. We can have it here with the yellow as well. On those here. But yeah, something like this. I'm just checking if I have some places that I haven't fully painted, maybe here and here. We are going to have our trees here anyway. Here. I can just rub it away here till like it meet our fields, but it doesn't. Yeah. Something like this. Again, those places. It is really nice actually. I just need some darkness here maybe. Yeah, maybe here. The darkness really helps with the shadows, but again we can add the yellow over it. The yellow and the black together will create some kind of a darker shade of green anyway. Something like this. I can have some sunshine only with like... Do I want to? Yeah, why not? Maybe we can have some sunshine here. Here and maybe here. I'm not going to do it a lot. In some places only. Here, around here, like this. Yes, it's very impressionistic. I don't need to overwhelm myself with it, but yeah, something like that is nice. Yes, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to paint my trees that they are here, trees and bushes technically here. On this left side, that will like make us understand that, oh, this is the background, this is here the technically part of the foreground, but the forest is like, or the fields are like going away. And as we said before, I don't want them to arrive more than like half of the canvas, so I need to remember that. But again, I'm going to make it loose. The first one, it will be higher, smaller, a little bit smaller, so it will feel like it's going away from us. I'm just going to have my bright brush. I mix a little bit of black and brown together, and I can just put some of these trunk tops in the beginning, maybe somewhere in this vicinity here. Can we see it? That is the question. It's hard to see from this angle, especially I am painting sitting down today. I'm just doing a very loose kind of line here with this like bright brush, because it helps with control. Something like this here for the first one. Second one is somewhere here near the road, so in the quarter of the canvas as we established before, so somewhere in this vicinity here. And I wanted to arrive, this is here the quarter of the canvas, is a little bit up of that. Quarter of the canvas is here, so somewhere in this vicinity here. Nice. See, this is a little bit higher, a little bit smaller, and whatever the difference between here and here, I can go here, near here, somewhere in this vicinity here, and it will arrive to like almost a third of the canvas. Those are our 3 trees. Now I can just have some like trunks and branches and all that kind of things, and I am imagining that whatever like these trees are, it doesn't really matter. We can do whatever kind of a trees. I'm just adding these lines here and there just to create this effect of if we are going to see them from around and behind and stuff like that. Just lines. Most of them will be covered anyway, but that will create the form of the tree, and my tree is going to be a little bit like bigger from down, smaller here. And I'm just like rubbing this away like this. And I'm not really concerned about like how big they are or whatever. Something like this. Most of them will be hidden anyway, as I said. But yeah, here more brown maybe. We can see it, something like this. Nice. Now I am going to my number 8 flat brush, I feel, and I need to do those trees. I'm starting with just black and maybe a touch of green, like really dark green color. The black will help with the opacity. Although my Ivory Black is not Mars Black, but it is what it is. And we can have here around like this. Nice. And again, remember, this is only the first layer. We are going to add lots to them. So yeah, I'm just dabbing it. I'm not doing much here as well. As you see, like here, this color is really similar to the background. It's a little bit darker. So if some of the background is still showing, it's fine. I'm not covering the entire thing. I'm keeping some of these branches a little bit visible in some places and not visible in others. It's a tree, it's an organic shape, but you know, something like this. Nice. I can have the second one here. They are too close to each other, but it's fine. We can separate them with highlights later. See, I'm just following the line that I did before. Just going to keep a couple spots here. Like this, nice. Now the third one. Having a map for that tree helped me a lot now to like all the line that I did before with the brown, because it like I'm just following that and keeping some peekaboo spots here and there just to make it organic, but I'm not doing much. I'm just coloring in the lines, something like this. Nice. It is really pretty. Maybe a little bit taller here. We can do other layers on them or later. Actually, I'm just going to use the same color to add some bushes here, maybe like this, with just the black. Here, I'm just rubbing them away here. And here, I don't need to do much, but just here and maybe a smaller one here, like this. I can just tap this until like this, why not? Something like this. Even here in front of the trees, like this. These are the bushes. In front of even these trees here, something like this. And yeah, I'm just going to dry them and we can move to the next step. So the next step, I'm going to finish my trees. We are going to add highlights to them and like even the mid-tone, because I feel like this is the shadow. So it will be like this color, it will merge into some kind of a greener, a little bit of a tone, and then it will feel like it's at the highlight. I'm going to use my number 8 flat brush as before. So I'm just going to use my green tones and I can build this here. Here in the middle we can have some green, maybe green with a touch of yellow, just to make it, and white, just to make it a little bit vibrant. But again, I don't want it to feel like too invasive, because it's yeah, something like this. It could This is too vibrant for me. I'm going to add more green, maybe a touch of brown. I want a, like an emerald kind of a green color, but not too invasive. Something lighter than the, yeah, like this. Here in the middle, here. And I can have just some of these here and there. I'm not going to cover the entire thing, but yeah, that will create the depth and that will create the entire scenery here, maybe on those, just to separate them. Maybe here, here, like this. Maybe a little bit up here, like this, nice. And here as well, we can add some touches of this. Just going to widen my brush. I don't need this green. I can have some yellow ochre and white or whatever it is, like just to make a lighter shade of green and the green. And I can have this from this side here. It's too much paint. I can just dab it, yeah, like this. I just dabbed it on my my paper towel. And I'm just having all these colors on my brush at the same time. So like every time I will have different tones happening on the tree. Like this. Like this is more cadmium yellow now, but I don't need this, so I can just counter it with like other tones. Maybe here, this one here. And here as well, they are just catching the sunshine. We can now understand, oh, this is here, is behind. Here the other one is behind this one. This is here closer to us, and it's in the foreground. And I'm just fading the highlights into the darkness like this. Even here, because I still barely have any paint, but that will create this effect here. Nice, it's really pretty. And see, I have some white already happening, which is perfect. I can repeat that. I like the white here. I really like the white. Just touches of white happening and systematic. And it's a tree. We can have fun with it as much as we want. But yeah, I'm just going to cover some of this here with some green. I can have some green, just only green now. Like this, different tone. Like this is really nice. I can have the original one here. And we still have some of these the stems showing, which is great. I can have some burnt sienna. I just clean my brush. I can have my round brush. I can have some burnt sienna because we are going to, and we can have some of these highlights happening on the trunk. Here, maybe here, we can have those happening. Maybe here. Whenever I feel like we are seeing that, we can have that with the brown at the same time. And we can have some branches like this one here, this one here. Some of them have been lost. We can enhance them like this. Yeah, like that here. And I don't need to do much. It's just adding the hint of those like this here and there. It's really nice. Maybe a little bit here. Just the burnt sienna, it's too dark, like this, yes. I like the warmth that the burnt sienna is bringing to this atmosphere now. It's really contrasting very well with all the blues and the yellow and the green, all those like colder tones. Something like this is nice. Now I am having this brush, I can finish the bushes. Now I'm going to my number 8. I really like my number 8. And I'm going to do the same things because I can use the corner of it. I can start from the darkest tones. Again, just having those here, like this. I feel like the highlights is the most important thing that is going to separate the, yeah, like this. Just I'm using the corner of my brush and I'm just pushing those up here, maybe here, from this side as well, here. And I'm not getting rid of everything I did, but still I can have different tones with this green happening here. Just dabbing those with just the tip of my brush. You can move to a smaller brush if you want, but it's fine. I can have a touch of white, and I don't know what colors I still have. And I can have those here. Here. Like this, nice. I can just touch those here. I can have only white on my dirty brush. Again, I can just have some whites here and there. These are tricky because they are smaller, but I don't want to use my number 8, my number 4 bright brush. And yeah, something like this, that is more than enough. Maybe some golden colors. Yeah, like this. I like the golden colors. It like the yellow ochre is tying everything together for me in a very beautiful way. So I can just keep adding it whenever I feel like, oh, this color is like, it feels off, it doesn't feel right, or something like that. Something like that doesn't need to do much. I'm not going to overwhelm myself with it. Yeah. When I feel like there is something flat, I can add it. Something like that, like all of them has like different tones, which is nice. You can have some green here. And just dab in it here. Maybe some yellow ochre as well. Over the green and then white. Maybe some white here. Yeah, like this. The white on that edge. I said I don't want to overwhelm myself, and I did. But yeah, this is everything for this step. The next step, I'm going to use my flat brush to finish the fields. I'm going to use my yellow ochre. I'm going to use definitely my cadmium yellow white, maybe brown or burnt sienna, just to add some kind of a hint of like shadows. But I'm going to start with some yellow ochre and cadmium yellow at the same time. And I just can add from left, here from left to right. Maybe a little bit of water. I can have those. Maybe I have some touch of green from the trees. It's fine. Here as well. I'm just doing a second coat on those with those colors, but not much. The yellow ochre, the cadmium yellow is adding the sunshine now. And I don't want to add too much sunshine. I just want it to feel far away. Here, like this, it's fine. Now I can have a yellow ochre mostly with a touch of like sienna or something, I don't know. I can have some shadows here from the trees. with the sienna. We can have brown as well, something like this from this side. Far away here also I'm going to add these tones as a line like this. The shadow is going to be bigger from our side than it's away from us. I can go to more cadmium yellow. I can continue here. Just cadmium yellow, to be honest, nothing else. In some places, here and there. Maybe this brush was not a good idea, but yeah, you get the idea of it. Because I'm going to use it for everything later. Maybe more dark tones here. Here near the road. I'm going to clean my brush. I have white and cadmium yellow just to make a softer kind of a yellow or a lemon yellow or something on my brush. And I don't need too much. I'm just going to tap it. It's overloaded, but I just can tap it like this, so we can add the effects of the field, the wheat field, something like this. Not everywhere, I'm just tapping this like this, a little bit up, and when I am arriving to my side, I am pushing it more and more. It will be longer and longer, and like if it's at an angle or it's like horizontal, like that will affect the where it's like moving or the, you know, I feel like this. Now more horizontal. Touch of water, it's too thick, the paint for me. Yeah. And I can add those a little bit bigger and bigger as I am arriving. Like this, nice. From the other side, maybe more white. Again, just tapping those as like dots here. It will be longer here. It will be like really longer here. Like this. Now we can have more white. Those sides here. Something like this for now. I need some like darker tones, so I'm just going with my burnt sienna, and I can have some of those like here happening, vertical lines, maybe some brown as well. So brown and burnt sienna, even some green could work. Yeah, the brown is better. We can have those here happening. They will be smaller as they go far away, but this is like like the corner of these fields. We can make them as bigger as we want from the other side as well. Here, I'm just going to add them like this manner, here and even here, like this. These are the shadows and the lines that is happening here, and the contrast that helps to see the form of these lines or the fields, like because the field had its like an edge to it or something. Maybe a little bit bigger from this side, like this. I can clean my brush. I can have touches of green. I can have some of them here with the grass like this. Not too much. I don't want too much because I forgot that I have my hay stake, but it's fine. But I can have like with like white, and I can have some of these like really long stacks of like hay happening, or the field catching light more. Here it will just with white. I'm just adding tabs of it here as well, like this. But again, here it will be a little bit longer, like this, maybe here. Who knows? Something like this. I don't want to do much for the field actually, like something like this is really nice. But while I have those colors, I can have like, but not too much. I can just have those happening here as well, like here around those. Here like this will add just interest, and maybe there are grass, long grass there. Even here, why not? And yes, this is everything for this step. The next step, I'm going to use a piece of chalk to do a little bit of a sketch for the rolls, especially the bigger one here. So if this is here the halfway of my canvas, and this is here the quarter of the canvas, I need to find like the connection between them, so it will be somewhere around here, and I can go a little bit in, and I can have a mark here, and I can have a big kind of a circle from this side, and it will arrive somewhere to the quarter of my canvas here, maybe something like this. I can just do a big kind of a circle here, like this. Is it good? Not really. Something like this. It's a better circle. I can have a little bit of water on my round brush, and I can just make the line a little bit smaller and get rid of all the line that I didn't want. Even if it's like here, it's like bigger than the road, it's fine. We can always fix the road later. I want this to be a little bit of an oval shape actually, like this. It's not exactly a circle, it's an oval shape, yeah. I felt there was something wrong immediately. To be honest, I totally forgot that I'm going to do I want to make a hay kind of atmosphere. But yeah, and this will go from here, like here, and it will just end something like this. And maybe it's like a little bit up here. You can have smaller one here, like this. And I'm not going to add more, but we will have more here and here everywhere. I can actually do better. I can just make it a little bit smaller. I feel like it's too big. Yeah, we can arrive here, do this, and do this from the other side, like this. Yeah. So much better. But yeah, when you do this, we can move to the next step. So the next step, I'm going to paint my stacks of hay or rolls. I'm going to use my number 6 round brush. I have some brown and burnt sienna and some whatever still from this, what is it called? The ochre yellow. And I can just do some kind of like from this side, I want it to feel like this. I'm keeping a directional brush stroke here, and it's streaky, which is great. And from this side I can have some cadmium yellow, and I can do this. If it's not showing, again, there is no point of doing anything. If we are not seeing it, we can add some white to it just to make it lighter here, a softer kind of a yellow here. Yeah, just to make this. I'm just going to color this. I don't need to do much for the time being. And here they can just connect to each other in this manner. It's lighter up and it has shadows like this. I'm going to fix it later, but this is only the first step. I don't need my chalk marks, so I'm going to get rid of them. From this side, it's going to be like circles. Just going to do mostly white, and we can do circles like this. I can have some brown or the darkest tone that I did. We can have some of these shadows as well, especially here in this side now. A touch of water as well, it's too dry. Because I feel like it's mostly in the shadow, but it's like lighter than this one here. Maybe we can do some kind of a burnt sienna or something, we will see. Something like this. Mixing those tones together with the yellows now. I can have some more yellow. Something like this. And for the other ones, it's easier, I feel like I just need some brownish tones with the yellow ochre, and I can have this one here smaller from this side like this. Just keep the generic shape of it from this side like this. Not too much. Maybe there is a bigger one here like this. Nice. We can fix those always later. I'm going to my number 4 round brush and I can do the same things, but like those are smaller lines, so I'm just going to just add the hint of them, like maybe one here. Keep this round shape or oval shape, and they will feel smaller and closer to each other, like lines here. This one here. They don't need always to be in the same angle. Like I can have this one here, and we are seeing like this here. Maybe another one here. And from the other side of the field, like maybe there are one here, one here, one here, as dots far away. Maybe there is one here, like this here. Nice. Maybe there is one here. Maybe you are not seeing much from this side. A little bit of a bigger one here, like this. And maybe a big one here. Why not? Something like this, nice. Those are mostly lines. And I don't need to do much, like from this side, it's fine. If I have like too much chalk, I can have just water on my brush. And I can just remove those chalk marks. I don't need them. Something like this. Didn't even need to do the chalk marks, but I felt like I can control what I want to do instead of just overwhelm myself with just paint that is sometimes overwhelming. But yeah, something like this. And this is everything for this step. The next step, I want to do the final layer or the final steps of my sky. I was looking to it from behind. I didn't like some of these spots. I can have some kind of a gray color, so white and black, just to make it a little bit interesting. I don't know, or even the tan color that we used before. on my round brush. I can have some kind of a transition happening here, because I feel like it's really, this is here is really too harsh. Like this. Yeah, it was almost like a line. I don't like lines, but especially in the sky, something like this here, more like this. I like this beige color up here, nice. Do I want more of it? That is the question. Like, I don't want to overwhelm myself and adding more layers, but here near the sunshine, here, I barely have any paint. I'm just rubbing it now. But yeah, here just like it got more interesting. It was a little bit flat, maybe here. Hint of the light, something like this. Maybe you didn't even need this step, but I felt like I need it. And yeah, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to finish my road while those like are drying away. So I'm just having the beige color that we did before with some white on my brush, and I can have some sunshine happening up here for the road. Like, we can understand now, oh, the road is like continuing here. It will be like mostly a line, maybe just white from the road from here, or whatever color it is, like just continuing this like this. Nice. I can have continue this here, and I can just just add some spots of lights happening on the road like this. I can have some brown on my dirty brush just to mix a little bit of a darker shade of brown, but not my original from the tube burnt umber. That is too strong. And I can add a hint of shadows here near the road, near the edges at the end. I can have some shadows here and there, some light spots, some dark spots, something like this. I can clean my brush a little bit, and I can have any combination of yellow and white, and I can have that even like happening as a sunshine here, especially maybe up here. It's like there is some light, not a lot. And now I can clean my brush again, and I want to add some green and black, and this color could happen like in the middle here, until like here it will feel like it's a line that is like happening. Oh, this is too much. Like this line, like this, and it will get bigger and bigger as it's arriving to us. And I'm going from left to right now just to create this color here. It's greenery in the middle of the road. We have it always in the Normandy. I see it all the time. But I'm just mixing this as just the beginning of this road. Here, like this, till it goes away. I can have the same color, but maybe adding just a touch of green more to it. And I can have that even here. This is just the greenery that is near the road here. I can have it and until it's like disappearing away from me with this like brush, just from left to right. I didn't need to do much. Like this. We are going to add lots of steps to it, but still something like this. And if this is here is too dark, I can have some of the green from the tube and I can just rub it away here like this. Nice. Just going to clean my brush. That line is really harsh. I'm just going to the original color here and I can just fix this here. Doesn't feel like invasive. like this. Yeah, this is everything for this step. The next step, I want to finish all my hair roads, and I'm just going to use my round brush. Start with some yellow with white. What is it called? The cadmium yellow. And I can have some touches of that here as well as rounds, just to create separate the two from each other. Don't need to do much on the far away ones. I can have that color with a little bit of burnt sienna for the far away ones, just to add some highlights, orangey highlights here and there, like this. And I can just curve it in like this, like here. Curve it in, add those. And yeah, just like this. I can have a touch of white, actually. And I can have a highlight on those like this. We're not seeing anything invasive, we are just seeing a silhouette of them. They are really, really far away. But yeah, something like this. Even here we can have some white. And in this one it's like a little bit closer, so we are going to see a little bit of the form. Even here, the rounder shape, something like this. If this is too small, we can go to a detail brush. So I'm going to my number 000. I can have whatever lighter tone with white, and I can just work on them. So white and this color, white and yellow, something like this. That one far away, make some highlight and anything like this, like small lines. It doesn't need to be like the exact thing that we are going to see or we are imagining. It's just the highlight of the background of the object that they are in the background, something like this. That is more than enough. I can have some burnt sienna, for example here, just like this. I can have some burnt sienna on them. Just dots, especially here in this one, like this. For this one here, I need a little bit of a brownish tone, maybe just burnt sienna and yellow and white, something like this, I don't know, just to make this here goes in. Not really happy with this brown. I feel like I lost of the yellow tones. Now I can go to my number 4 again. Just a darker shade of yellow here, yeah. And it can just mix like this. I can have a touch of black here, like this. Just round this up. And while I have the black, I can just tap it a little bit and I can have some shadows like behind them here. The sun is there, so we'll have some shadows here. Even I can have some shadows here like this for these, nice, with the black, only black. This one as well, here. For the other ones, here. Just some darkness near them, it doesn't need to be invasive, but yeah, here. I feel like it needs some white instead of black here, like this, yeah. Maybe yellow, like this, nice. Just mixing mostly yellow ochre with touch of burnt sienna and touch of brown, just to have a slightly darker shade instead of this invasive shade. And I can have this here as lines as well, like this, nice. And I can repeat this for the entire thing here with this round brush. I feel like a little bit of lightness from this side here with white maybe here happening like this. Nice, just to separate them a little bit like this. From the far away point here, or the other edge of it, like here with some white, like this. Nice. Maybe I had some green or something on my brush, it's fine. I can have some burnt sienna. I don't like the burnt sienna. Maybe I just have to do cadmium yellow without anything with it. It's really warm on my dirty brush. It's really see-through, so maybe mostly this color with touch of white. Yeah. Do some lines here. I can have some yellow up like this, and again some lines just to, because it's hay, it will have like a texture to it. It's not smooth surface like this. Nice. I need some black because it needs shadows, especially here. For example, in the middle, I'm going to make it like smaller like this, and we can have the hint of those like lines with maybe touch of water with my black. I need, this is number 4. I thought I need to go to my number 4, but yeah, I can have those here, especially down here, lines like this with the like the shape of the object like this. Those are just some of the shadows. Maybe some of the shadows actually here, actually, yeah. Like this. Nice. I don't need too much. Now I can go to my yellow ochre and a touch of normal yellow or cadmium yellow, and I can just enhance those here. Yeah, this color, it's nice. Too much moisture, we can fix it. This almost caramelly kind of a color, we can have this here happening. I can have to just cadmium yellow now, and we can have some yellow here like this. And I'm just laying those tones over each other until they merge and feel like cohesive. But yeah, and I'm keeping lighter up, so I'm having more white now, going into the yellow, just having white, nothing else on my dirty brush. And I can have those here happening like this, going into these tones. But yeah, soften these shadows with the white. Do I like it like this? I'm not sure, but I'm going to clean my brush. I'm going to have some black, and I'm going to have the shadow here, because that will always help with like what we are seeing. Like this, I'll have this shadow, a very dark shadow here, nice, like this. My black is always see-through, but maybe we can have another layer of this, especially it has a little bit of water on it. I really want to feel like a little bit darker. You can go brown, but the black is dramatic and we want everything dramatic today. Something like this. And I'm just pulling the paint away now. Sometimes it's really hard to see without the outside. But yeah, like this. And down here. Now I can add some darkness with this black here from this side. Like it's emerging from the shadows, technically, like this. I love the black here. The black is really helping with the form and with the depth. And again, they are here, there are circles, stuff like that. Nice. Doesn't need anything more. Not sure, like maybe just the outer edge because it feels really off. So I can have some, if we have Naples yellow, actually it could work, but I don't have that. And just this color here is too green for me. So we can just have yellow from this side like this. Now I can move to my fan brush and I can have some white like this. I can have, we can pull this out a little bit. I cannot see it. When it's dried, I'm going to add more to it, but for now, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to finish my fields. I'm going to add more texture to them, so I can have some burnt sienna and white or whatever, and I can have more. I have burnt sienna and white on my brush, but depending when the brush is hitting, it's like giving more. I can have some like shadows and shadowed part and stuff like that here, maybe here as well. Just more texture, a little bit bigger from our side as we said before, something like this. Can clean my brush, can have white or any kind of a lighter tone color, and I can have a highlight here and there. Yeah, like this, nice. Dots from our side and lines or strokes, bigger strokes from this side, like this, nice. Finish this field, like this. Now I can work on the grass that you are going to see from this side. I'm going to have some black on my dirty brush and I'm going to like change the entire scenery from this side. It will be like just wild grass like this now with black, and it could arrive over everything that we did like this. Because this is what I was seeing, there was wild grass and wheat and the fields all over the place, but the black will create the first step. So see, it's here, it's in front of my object. Now I can continue with this until like maybe here we will have more lines like this. I'm just tapping it in a vertical way here, 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 and here it will be like more in this manner like this. From the corner of this brush here, we're not going to see it much from that side, but yeah, black. And maybe it's here coming like this way, coming like this up. Maybe it's like here, like this. Like it's really invasive from this side, like this. It's a wild grass. And here just dots of this darkness up here, till like it's disappearing away. Here as well, something like this, nice. Now I can clean my brush. I can have just green from the tube, and we can make those greenery, because like the green will contrast with the blue, with the, yeah, with the, what is it called? With the yellow. So we can have the grass always in green like this, and again we will have some parts that they are darker. I'm not going to get rid of everything that I did with the dark, but I'm going to keep the green up here like this. And here again, just the corner, we can have those happening. And here it's just like up, just pulling them up and up from this side as well. pulling up like this, nice. And here we can just tap it just to create those lines here, nice. And from this side like this. It's gorgeous already. Be here some green like this here as well. And in the middle, because I already have this color, I can already pull, but I'm going to add some cadmium yellow to it to make it a little bit lighter. We can have this here in some places, not in everyone, but yeah, just to have texture. And in the middle it will feel like a line like this, fading away. I'm not going to see all the details, but here it will be a little bit bigger like this, nice. I can have that color with yellow. Don't really have more white, so I'm going to add more yellow to it just to make it lighter. And here we can have this like this, nice. Tap those. I can have that color here, this lemony kind of a color. It's very beautiful for the grass like this. And I can tap it here up and here up like this. And here it will be more vertical strokes like this, especially here. And it's chaotic, it's just I am not following any lines, I'm not following anything, I'm just adding those wherever I feel, just to add contrast and just to add more interest. Like here it's too much, I can add green over it like this, and it could like clean like this, nice. Here the end of the tube of the white, and it's really hard to get more, so I'm just going to have touch of white, don't need much. And especially here I can have touches of white like this, and I can just pull it away like this. Here more white, you can just tap it here, here. Very impressionistic, this kind of work. I love it because it's impressionistic. I don't need to think about it, just adding tones here as well. The white here, the highest point of this grass, we can get some white here, more like this, something like this. And now I have this white, I can just add more texture to this, like this, up here. And I can just texture everything up with the white like this. And here as well. Yeah, the white was missing. And this brush is really great for texture, like this, nice. I can have some yellow, and I can have texture with yellow, just like tapping it here and there, white. Like we did before, just adding those textures up there, like this, nice. And here, those like merges into each other, something like this, and some of them like going away and out. But yeah, something like this. Let me check from behind if there is anything I want to change. No, I like the trees, I like those. Maybe just here, far away, needs something. I'm not sure what it is. So I'm just going to have some greenery or darkness or whatever, and I can just tap it here, from this side, like here, and here as well. Just, ooh, until like it's moved away, something like this. That ruined everything for me. Yeah, I can add darkness, it's fine, something like this. I'm going to use a smaller brush. I can have some brown and burnt sienna, and I can just add some like shadows here for Maybe there are just more haystacks here and there. Don't need to understand what they are, and I just can have some yellow and white just to have a highlight on them, because I feel like it was missing something. So like this. Can have some black with this like number 1 brush or number 0 brush, this one, and I can have some highlights or some shadows here. Maybe this one here it needs more. Yes, nice. And yeah, this is everything for this step. The next step, I am using my number 6 rounded brush. I'm going to have some brown and some touch of a black, something like this. And I'm going to have some fence here. I see fences all the time and I love painting them because they add lots of interest and verticality. But I don't want them to be more than like this section here. This is like the corner of the canvas from this side and from this side, nothing more. So this is here the corner, this is here the corner. The first one will arrive somewhere in this vicinity here. Maybe I should have done this before and it's not even fully painted, which is like fun. But I can have the first one. I didn't dry my canvas, so I will touch some paint, which is fine. It's fine. I have another one. Maybe it's like crooked or something from this side. It's a little bit higher than the mark that I said before, but something like this here. It's a little bit away. Arriving here. We have a smaller one maybe coming here. And maybe even a smaller behind one here. Just adding both, it doesn't need to make sense, it's just something. Like this. Maybe the fence from this side is a little bit like, how am I going to paint this? Like from, this is a course, maybe somewhere in here. We will have a line that is like happening here to arrive here. I don't know what I am doing. I'm just adding a fence from this side, maybe here. Maybe it has a post from this side as well, this one. This, who knows, maybe whatever it is, it's happening like this in this manner. And I can have posts even away from us, but I don't feel like I want, do I want that? Like maybe this is just going away, like it's from the other side and it's just separating like this, like it has like a post from this side and a post from this side, and it's like the other blade that we are not seeing, something like this. And I'm keeping it really rustic and really, maybe this is a field that is like abandoned and this is why there are a lot of or this like grass, something like this. And I don't want to do much actually. No, I'm not going to do much. I'm just going to clean my brush. I can have some yellow ochre and white, and I can do the highlights on them. So this one here could be like round, like this for the tip, maybe more white, like this. I'm just doing the tips now. It could be just like this, here. And the highlights, like, so this one here, it has a highlight from this side, like this. This is too big of a brush. I'm going to my number 4. It's easier to control. So white and yellow ochre. I can have some a highlight here on this one, like this. From this side, maybe there is like color happening here. We can go with like any combination we want. This is here is mostly in the shadow, but still Can have even some burnt sienna. Maybe like this. Yeah, the burnt sienna is really nice for the wood tones. This will add warmth and fun tones to the scenery. I can have some white only. I can have lights here, highlight here, 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 like this. And I'm just keeping those like tones, like really just putting them, not playing with them, or not playing with them, not blending them. I can have some white, some yellow, what I want, just catching some light here and there. I don't like the tips of them, so I'm going to have some brown. Here we can have a little bit of like this. Here, of course, I don't want the post to be inside the railing. I don't want them to be inside the post, but something like this. More brown here. I don't want the highlight. This is too invasive. Something like this. And now I can go to my fan brush and I can just add grass again. Just a lighter tones of shade of green, like here, here. Like this, nice. I can have darker shade of green as well, here. And white or something, maybe just yellow. That is not yellow, I don't know what it is. Can just have some white here, yeah. I can have just some white happening. So you can understand the grass, where it's coming from. Yeah, like this, nice. I can have some green with my white. Different shade of green, yeah, like this, nice. And whenever I have a color, I can because I incorporate it more, add it more, so it doesn't feel like disconnected from everything else. And now I can have whatever darkest green color with white, and I can add different shades like this, nice. You can have some burnt sienna. Even the burnt sienna could like indicate warmth or shadows or whatever it is. Dirt. Like this, nice. Just going back to my number 4 or 6 round brush, it doesn't matter. Here it needs some kind of a work. It's too crooked and it's so weird. Maybe I didn't need all these things here. So I'm just going to add some yellow. I really didn't like this one. I can just get rid of it like this. Can mix it with some white here, dab in it. Just to have this color that is similar to everything else around it. Even here, yeah, like this. This is good. It's not bad. And I can add texture to it. Yeah, that post was not necessary at all. Does it need texture? I can have just touches of burnt sienna on the round brush, and I can just dab it here and there. It might have a shadow or something, it doesn't matter. Just sometimes I feel I do these things and it feels off immediately. But yeah, I can have white, more white here. Maybe it has touches of a greenery in it, it's fine. Something like this. What brush did I use here? The fan brush. It's a very small area now. It's so hard to control. I can add yellow. Like this. I can go to the brown. I can first fix those lines here. That will hide some of this ugliness that I did. Like this. You can thicken this a little bit. Here we are going to see only one. I'm not going to add a... do I want another one from this side, like here? I don't want to know. Maybe it's broken. Or it's fallen here. Who knows? This line here, it needs fixing. Like this. Just behind the grass. Like this. I can have some sienna, whatever. I can have it here. I just need a lighter tone up. Maybe this yellow. White maybe here, yeah. Just some highlights with white. Doesn't need to be connected to everything, but yeah, like this. Just near the edge here. Up here, like that. That is nice. Even here. Down, like this. Vertical lines. And I can have some sienna with my white. And or yellow, whatever it is. And we can have it like this, nice. And here. And from this side, like this, yeah. Too much white, we can go to brown and sienna and fix a little bit of this, fade it away, like this, nice. I really like the sienna here. This here is really transparent, so I'm just adding a little bit of brown maybe. From this side, like this. Some yellow. Adding some more shadows, dramatic shadows here and there. And if it's too much, again, we can just counter it with some yellow. That's fine. Just more shadows, more greenery. Some yellow on the posts from the sun. Like this, here. And yeah, this is everything for this step. So that was the last step of our painting. I hope you enjoyed your time with me, and I hope you painted yourself a beautiful scenery in Normandy, of course. And I hope to see you again in another video. Bye everybody.